Good morning. Welcome to another episode of The Marathon. My name's Mare, and in this house, yes, I already have my pumpkins up. Honestly, I am ready for fall, like hence the fall blazer. I am still wearing white pants to try and look like, you know, not too soon, and then I got my Sambas on today. And I need to, these are the last of the summer nails, but honestly, I'm ready. I'm ready to not be sweating. I'm ready to go outside without 4 pounds of sunscreen. I'm ready to not have to immediately look for shade. I'm ready to have the windows open again. Like yesterday it was 34 here, Celsius, which is like a zillion Fahrenheit, I have no idea, but like hot. The second I stop filming and get in the car, this hair's going up. Speaking of which, it's so long I can barely even get it in the shot for you. I need a haircut so bad. I'm gonna book one tomorrow, but like, I can't remember last time I got a haircut. This blazer, I love. I actually bought it in June from a local boutique called Good Days Shop Good Days. And I am excited to wear it today, but sweating. Today's high is like 30. Today is September 9th, which is fine, but I'm ready. Anyway, nice to see you. Hope you enjoyed the Summer Diaries series. I know then I dropped off the face of the earth, and I have been doing this for the last couple of years. Thank you so much for your patience. We'll get into it, what happened, what's been going on, but I just wanted to start off by saying hi, hello, good morning. This morning I am taking Thomas to high school. Can you believe it? Our little T-Bone that you have been here with since he was 4 months old is now in high school. Yeah, walks in, barely says goodbye, just so proud of him. He's in grade 8, and this is the first full week of school. Last week was like 3.5 days basically, so I'm excited. And then I'm heading into the office to see clients, unicorns at work today. I am someone who just loves routine. Like, ooh, she loves her routine. So I'll chat with you once we get to the office, but I'm gonna go take my little high schooler in. Yeah, do we have more? Oh, there's another pumpkin. Yeah, it's happened. It's happened. My little setup this morning. I came into the office after I dropped off Thomas at school, but I have about an hour before I see my first client, which is honestly great. Caught up on emails and stuff, but this is, in this, we have 3 different rooms. This is usually where I sit. So this is my little table. I do all of my notes, everything on my iPad to keep everything really secure. Work phone, always with the beverages. This is coffee this morning, and then I made it with the pumpkin spice almond creamer from Starbucks. Oh, it's just like a PSL and doesn't cost $7 every time. And I have a little apple with cinnamon. This is my work bag, which I don't know if I've actually ever shown you. It is the brand Poppies and Peonies. It is such a good bag. Let me know if you'd ever want to see it in action. I love it so much. And now I'm gonna sit here because I have about 20 minutes and I'm gonna meditate. I really like to meditate before clients. Look at this. This is the new fall lock screen. So cute. So cute. Anyway, we are going to meditate this morning. I have gotten back into Headspace and loving it. Loving it, loving it. We're gonna do letting go of stress. I don't really know what one. I don't have a course that I'm doing right now. I've done the acceptance one, the stress one, and I just finished the patience one, which I loved. I could do again. Seeing more clearly, maybe. I do like the courses because then you don't have all this guesswork at the beginning when you can just like boom into it. What do we want? What do we think? If you've never used Headspace and you're interested, I do have like, I think it's a free 30-day trial, maybe 10 days. I think anyone who has Headspace has it. Balance. So when you first get it, if you've never meditated, I would recommend you do the basics 2, 3. It's really good. I started meditating when I became a widow. Actually before, but I started using Headspace after Jer died and I loved it. And then once I started using Peloton, I just was using the Peloton meditations, which are still really good, but I don't know, I got back into the Headspace. Andy's my favorite. They have tons of voices, but Andy is the OG one, and he's my fave. We're gonna meditate. I love meditating before a client. I also love meditating before bed. It's very yellow in here. We have a lot of like mood lighting, every room. None of the rooms in our office use the fluorescent lights, obviously not. So it's not the best like vlog lighting, but that's not what these rooms are for, obviously. In case you were wondering, I am still using this notebook that I bought back in July. Every day I do my little to-do list. I can't show you today's because it has like client information on there, but every single thing, and every day I put meditate, exercise. I've been putting read on there a lot. I'll show you what I'm reading later. Anyway, I should stop dilly-dallying, meditate, drink some coffee. I love to do this before I start my sessions for the day. And like I said, I actually really like it. I've been doing it a lot of days after I put Thomas to bed and before I like head into the evening with the unicorn. It just like really helps my heightened stress come down and then head into bed, which is really nice. So anyway, if you want to try Headspace, just let me know. I'll try and remember actually in this video to just put the code below. Is that very Canadian? The code. Okay, I need to meditate. I need to work. I'll see you back at the house. Actually, while I work, here is something for you to watch. Yesterday, I repotted the money tree in my office and I thought, why not show you? So enjoy that and I'll see you back once I'm done here. I was able to come home for lunch, so I'm just sitting down with a very boring bowl of leftovers, which I said to myself out loud, just eat the leftovers, girl. It's just quinoa, tofu, and some veg. Nothing exciting. All the vitamins, some more water, watching some spooky season vlogs, and then this is the book that I'm reading right now, The Secret Book and Scone Society by Ellery Adams. I'm loving it. I'm only, what does it say? 26% in, but it's super good so far. I have finished The Housemaid, which is the October read for the book club, and I read it in just this weekend. I read it in less than 24 hours. It was incredible. If you would like to join the book club, I can tell you about it later in the vlog. I've just got my journal and then my to-do list, but I'm gonna give myself some downtime. I do have more clients this afternoon, but I had to take a break to come home to eat, and also I'll need to pick up Thomas in between clients today. So it's just how this Monday's going, but it's going well. We're on the tread. I'm sure some of you have seen that meme that's like stupid walk for my stupid mental health. This is something we can talk about at a later date deeper if you're at all interested, but I was on such a great roll for like 3 years, working out every single day, maybe 4, 2019 to last summer basically. And then we lost my mom and I just lost my all kinds of schedule, etc. So now I just do 30 minutes of movement a day, no matter what it is. If it's a slow walk with Thomas, if it's a walk outside. This is another reason why I'm very excited to get back to cooler weather, but it is currently 27 degrees outside. So instead, we're gonna walk through Boston for 45 minutes on the treadmill, and I will probably watch a little bit of YouTube at the same time. Just getting the steps in no matter how we can, doing it. So if you're feeling the same way as me with no incentive or drive here, let's walk together, shall we? Are you walking while watching this vlog, maybe? It is really nice to be able to do this, honestly. And every time we work out, as soon as we start, we feel better, right? Like, okay, here we go. All right, you don't need to listen to me walk, but we're doing it. As you can hear it, here's the proof. There's her little feet. Okay, I'll see you in an hour. I finished my walk in a stretch, and then I noticed this. You have a 200-week streak going. So self-high five on that. Just as I was shitting on myself saying that I'm not in a good routine with movement. While we are down here, so this is, like, I'm standing on the tread. We have the Peloton over here. Then I have some mirrors here because then the yoga mat lays on this mat, which I love, by the way. If you've been here for a while, you may remember we used to have like interlocking mats, but they drove me wild because they were forever shifting. And so I donated them, and then I just got one large one, which is wonderful. Anyway, so my yoga mat goes here, and this is where I do yoga. Fire goes on in the winter, but I took down what was up here because it just was looking so dumb. And now I have this big empty space. I don't know if that's gonna show. That glow is the hustle sign. What would you put here? Like, I don't need another mirror. Do you have any suggestions on like art or posters or that sort of thing? I don't need, initially I thought maybe I'd put one of those like hangers for, you know, my yoga mat, my blocks and stuff, but we have a perfectly good shelving unit in the room just off of this one where we house that kind of stuff. I mean, I could, but I'm just curious if any of you have any suggestions on what you would put here. I will say this is real growth for me because this has looked like this since July, the beginning of July, and I have not just put something up there to get the job done. Usually I would have. Is that another reason why I haven't been down here much? No. But I'm just curious what you would put there. Here we have the Gaga, and then I can show you. I have like twinkle lights and stuff. These are the medals from the like bike-a-thons I've done. And then over here we have Adele, and then this New York, and then the tread, Thomas's bike, and then the couch. So I'm curious if you have any decor suggestions. It's now Tuesday morning, and yesterday after I finished that walk and stretched, I went back to the office to see more clients, and after that I just crashed. So here we are again. This is going to be obviously a multi-day vlog. I have no idea what this is going to be. I just know that on my fall to-do list, which I'm staring at right now, it says rekindle YouTube, whatever that's gonna mean. So I thought I would take a second while Thomas is chilling before he goes to school and just check in, because I didn't really do that yesterday. Yesterday was very go, go, go. While I think of it, hold on. This is the book that I was talking about that we're reading in the book club right now, The House Made by Frida McFadden. It captured me this past weekend. Loved it. I'm not like a scary book person. I'm not a scary movie person. So I'd say it's more suspenseful than that. And if you're interested in joining us, we are going to get together on Zoom on October 5th and chat about this, and then hopefully someone else will have a suggestion for the next book. We met at the end of August because we'd already read a book, but it wasn't, not very many people seemed interested. There was like a lot of interest in the Facebook group, but then not many people actually like wanted to meet on Zoom and chat about it. So I'm gonna try it again on October 5th and then decide like whether or not this is something we want to do. Because the reason why I'm not calling it like the Mare Reads Book Club, which is what it was years ago, is because that was me saying like, hey, we're reading this book, and then me really like leading the discussion. I would just have a Facebook Live in our private group and people would like type, and I thought that this would be nicer because we could actually like get on Zoom, other people could talk. It's not led by me. Like my hope was that it would just be like an online book club of like-minded people. But if excuse me, you're the first person I've talked to this morning. Where's my coffee? Nope, don't have it. If people would prefer we go back to the old vibes, that's fine too. Or if nothing, that's also fine. Like, I'm an avid reader, so, and I know a lot of marathoners are also, but just let me know. The reason why it's not an in-person book club is because then I thought it would be more open to everyone. But we're not gonna force something if it's not of people's like vibes or interest or time, whatever. Everyone's busy, everyone's got a lot of stuff going on. If you would rather just tune in to me talking to myself on Facebook, or like I said, us just sharing what we're reading and not reading something collectively, I'm super open. So there's that. Speaking of books, this is one of the best books I've read this year and I wanted to share it with you. It captured my heart and I was like so disappointed when it was over. It's called A Novel Love Story by Ashley Poston. It is so like fantastical. It's this story of Ellie who is on a road trip and she takes a wrong turn and she ends up in this fictitious town where her favorite book series of all time is based. Picture like you take a wrong turn and you end up in Stars Hollow and like all the characters are there. You get to go to Luke's, you get your car fixed at Gypsy's, you stay at the Dragonfly. Like it's like that. So it's like fantasy, but also reality, and it is, I loved it so much. It's unlike anything I've ever read. I had no idea where it was going, so that was really cute. And I showed you the, oh, this is my work phone. I can't show you what I'm listening to, but I showed you that I'm reading The Secret Book and Scone Society. Loving that. Read a lot more of it last night. I read to like wind down after work before dinner, laying on the couch, so much so that my Oura Ring thought I took a nap. And then I'm also now listening to Once and Future Witches, which I don't know who it's by. I'll put a right here. And it had been on, like I had been on the holds list probably since like last Halloween, so I'm excited that it came up now. Love to know what you're reading. That's a little reading update. And I don't know if I owe you an explanation. I guess I would like to share sort of how things have been going for me. It's really interesting becoming a therapist because now I feel obligated to like take my own advice. So it's so funny, like when I'm going through something, I will often think like, what would you say to a client? And then use my own advice. So that's been really interesting. Like for example, this summer, what you didn't see was me basically, I wouldn't say having a breakdown, but like really coming to a peak of everything that had happened in the last year. So from like losing my mom very unexpectedly last August to then everything that transpired after that. am I even in focus? Was that whole thing not in focus? To one of the hardest years of my life, which is saying a lot, like from 40 to 41, like I had turned 40 like 2 weeks before my mom died, and then celebrated turning 41 at the end of July. And like in July, I could really feel the weight of everything that had happened so much that, like, I'm not kidding when I say I hope 41 is boring. Like, I would like just boring. Reading, coloring, blogging, like back to boring. Work, that's it. And, you know, along with losing my mom and then being the executor, which I know I've sort of mentioned throughout, Thomas's health took such a dive. And it's so scary and so out of control to add to the other stuff that he already has going on. Plus, at this exact same time, I was getting my license, taking my exam to become a registered social worker, starting private practice, you know, graduating, being married for the first year, you name it. Like, we went on our honeymoon, we went to Palm Springs, but in there, like, so much incredible stress. Like, I think I don't know if I hit a wall in July. I hit, definitely, like, something jostled me, and I went from, like, super peak, just overwhelming stress to, like, really checking in with myself and being aware of how much I needed to change in my life. And so I spent the majority of July and like the first half of August being very insular, very private, very alone. Something else I didn't tell you was the unicorn was deployed for 6 weeks for work, and it kind of ended up being like a blessing, if you could even say that, because I took that time to really like journal my goal. I set myself a goal. I had to journal at least 10 times in July, which I did. I did more because I got back into the rhythm of it. Meditating every day, using the Headspace app like I talked about yesterday, and really taking the time to be present, which I don't think I had been for like a year, and reflecting on what happened. And a big aha for me was one of my good friends sitting me down and saying to me, like, stop. Like, she gave me some really tough love and was like, you're not acknowledging everything you've been through. You're not acknowledging how you've managed to conquer it. Like, I won a couple of best of awards in our city in June or July. It was like top influencer and top entrepreneur over the age of 40. And she looked at me, she's like, did you even celebrate? I was like, not really. She's like, you're so bad for that. Which, it takes a really good friend to sit you down and be like, enough with your bullshit. Like, you need to stop. And I really appreciated that, and I really took that in. Like, you know, when you're in it, when you're in the thick of this, and I'm sure so many of you can relate to this, when you're like, if it's going through a trauma, if you're going through anything, you're just in it. You're like one step in front of the other. Like, so many of my days was like, is he gonna have a seizure? Okay, he's had a seizure. Is he gonna have another? Okay, does he need his emergency meds? Like, what's wrong? How can, like, or the executorship, this is happening. Oh wait, now I'm trying to be a therapist. Like, just so much that I hadn't ever stopped to be like, wow. And honestly, like, I can even now reflect on, it took me years to even do that, to acknowledge how I persevered losing Jeremy. Like, years and years and years, to finally feel like I was in a place where I could sit and acknowledge it. So anyway, I don't really know where I'm going with this, but I spent a lot of time alone in July and the first part of August, and it did me a lot of good. I guess what I will say is I would encourage you, if you feel like you're kind of on this, like, not a spiral, but just a wheel that won't stop and you just can't catch your breath and you feel like you can't catch up, I would really encourage you to stop. Like, take a day, now that if you have kids, the kids are back in school, take a sick day and just like allow yourself to be and think and process. Like, wow, if I was seeing this from someone else's perspective, that's a lot. Like, you have been through so much. And also, giving yourself some tough love, or having a trusted girlfriend and say to them, like, what do you see? Because that's basically what I said to my friend. Like, I'm really having a very hard time, which is also something that I would rarely admit to anybody. And, she sat me down and gave me the sort of words that I needed. And then I got to work and realized that, unfortunately, it's called work. Like, when they say, like, do the work on yourself, it's because it's hard and it takes time and there's no real, like, final destination. It's continuing to build and be kind to yourself and allow yourself to grieve, or allow yourself to celebrate, or allow yourself to reflect and look at what's happening and what systems you have in place and see what's no longer serving you. And I do have to bounce because it's now 8:15 somehow and I need to take Thomas to school. So we will get back. I'm not just gonna sit here all day and chat with you, as much as I would totally love to. But one of the things that I realized that was not serving me was like a very stressful morning. And so I don't really do much anymore except make sure he's safe and fed and at school. And then once that's done, okay, like I was talking about yesterday, like I no longer get up and work out. Instead, I'm allowing myself to sleep. The Oura Ring has changed my life. Making sure I'm getting enough sleep. And now I will, if he's had a rough night and he's put himself back to sleep and I have to wake him, I'll make sure I've showered and I'm like ready for the day so that I can just focus on Thomas. And so many times I will stop myself because I'll like, oh, I could just start the laundry. Like, no, we're not adding to our plate. We're being present. We're not doing too much, if that makes sense. Anyway, I'll be back. I'm gonna charge my battery, take Thomas to school. And it's like 13 degrees right now. So I'm gonna go for a walk outside. Amazing. All right, I dropped Thomas at school and I am gonna do something that I've never done before. I just found a track and I'm going to walk it instead of, driving down to the lake or just walking by my house. I don't really know why I am doing this, why this is what I felt like doing. I just did not feel like doing anything else and I want to get some fresh air. Part of me was thinking about waiting until later today because Thomas has a 45-minute speech language therapist appointment after school. And usually while he has that, I'll just go for a walk. But my concern is that it'll be too hot. It's only 13 degrees right now, which is like impeccable. So brought my AirPods and I'm deciding if I'm going to listen to a Peloton walk. They have like outdoor content, or if I'm going to just listen to my book. I don't know. I should probably listen to something with music, a little more motivating. I'm just gonna do 30 minutes. Nothing wild. That's my jam right now, is just must move my body for 30 minutes a day. So that's what we're gonna go do. I thought I would also show you this. Well, also car sickness girlies. Where are we at? If you've never tried these are my absolute favorite. Well, but this is my, I love this thing. I just got it on Amazon. It's like a little Velcro huggy for your beverage. So I keep my car key and then like my ID and chapstick and stuff in here, so I don't have to carry it. did my 30 minutes. It was so boring. I listened to a Peloton walk, and they have intention setting walks. So she does intentions and mantras, and that I loved. The music wasn't very good, so I was like definitely plodding along, but we did it. Self high five. It was good to get outside, get some fresh air, all the things, but it was boring. Which is hilarious because I usually just go on the treadmill, which you would think is more boring. But we did it. It was like 3K, maybe, not even. I did have an interesting follow-up thought because I was thinking about what I was talking about this morning in the house. And a question I get asked often is something that I also asked before I became a therapist. And that was like, when you personally have stuff going on, and like who doesn't, how do you do your job? Like, is it hard for you to go into work and have people, you know, want to talk about their grief, for example, while you two are grieving? Absolutely not. Absolutely not. It has been so easy for me to compartmentalize. It's like the second I put on my work clothes for the day, no problem. So that's been so nice. Like, I'm able, just as I am able to leave my clients' stuff at the office, you know, because I was worried about bringing that home and internalizing that. So no, if that's something that you've ever wondered, like, how does a therapist have a life and then also support others? It's come very naturally to me, which I am very grateful for. And I hope that in me sharing my story and continuing to share tidbits of stuff, and you see me like still having a tough time with things, as humans do, that you will give yourself some grace to feel and to process and to stop and to allow yourself to be vulnerable as well. You know, why does she share? Why does she continue to share? To give you the grace to be kind to yourself, and then allow yourself to process things as well, and see that it's like two things can be true at once. I can be happy and I can be grieving, just like you can be struggling and also find grace and joy and gratitude. We're back in the office doing some work. If you can see, I made a little, well, I didn't make this, I just got this off Canva, a little autumn wallpaper. And then this one over here just says sweater weather. This is the setup for the computer. Yeah, got my cold coffee. Ta-da. I'm gonna do a little work here. I can't film anything. It's all confidential, but I'm about to do this. Did I say 10:45? Yes. Anyone else just always do voice to text? It's my jam. I have a random question for you, period. For the hours for our licensing, you know, I credit Coke Zero with my degree. Coke Zero, Drag Race, and Peloton is how I got my degree, how I stayed sane, and Helped my mental health. Anyway, this is my new obsession. Not obsession. I'll have this maybe like twice a week. Coke Zero with a True Lime packet. Ooh, it's elite. Elite, elite. Normally I would put some ice in it, but the ice maker, we turned it off when we went away and I haven't turned it back on. Great story. Okay. It's super, I mean, there's nothing to it, but it's, ooh, 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 the crispness of opening that Coke Zero. I just love it. I don't know what it is. Look at that. Give her a little stir. This little afternoon caffeine. So good. I've just been doing boring work. Nothing to show you. Where are you? There you are. Making a rack card in Canva for my business for like the last 3 hours. So I just sent it to a couple people for their thoughts and feelings. You know, a rack card's like, I don't think I have anything around here. It's like a 1-pager, but it's then you put it in a, like an advertising rack. I'm doing a, like, not speech, a talk next week, and I thought I would add that to the arsenal with my business cards and then my books and stuff. Just been working on that, watching some YouTube, and I have about 45 minutes until I need to go pick up Thomas. And then we have about 30 minutes to kill before his appointment. So honestly, I just pack him a snack and I'll just take him for a drive because it's his most favorite thing in the world to do. And then while he's at his SLP appointment, I need to do an Amazon return, and then I need to go get some cash out for our cleaner for tomorrow. I think that's kind of it. So I'm gonna bring my Kobo and then maybe just sit outside and read for the rest of it. Like I said, normally I would go for a walk, but we've already done that today. I could go for another one, but we'll see. Actually, speaking of beverages, this is a new addition that I'm loving. It's the almond and oat non-dairy coffee enhancer from Starbucks. IGA had this, so I bought 2. This with black coffee tastes like a pumpkin spice latte and doesn't cost $7 per coffee. So I think I'd only ever tried the Silk one, and honestly, between you and me, since the Silk recall, I haven't gone back. So if you can find this, chef's kiss. I'm sure the dairy one is just as good, but this one is so good. I like it because it's not sweet. It's more cinnamony than overpowering like caramel, toffee, etc. So my battery's flashing. I'm gonna take that as a sign to Shuddy. Drink this, go flip the laundry and go back to work. Cheers. These little guys are so cute. Oh my gosh. So cute. I also like this. That's fun. Whoa. Oh, was not expecting that. Oh my god. Okay. Stop. Oh my god. Okay. Thought I was gonna light up or something. Still going. What does this one do? Nope. Oh my god, still going. Still going. Still going. These are fun. We have these at Christmas. Whoa, that's fun. Oh, hate it. Spiders. That one's cute. Oh, cute. The butterflies, do we think? Why? Oh, is this light up too? No, good, great. Ew. Nope. Just a bag of bones, just casual. I like this one. Looks a little too sinister. No. Well, it's now the next day. It's Wednesday. After I basically just went to Walmart yesterday while Thomas was in his speech therapy appointment because I didn't want to just sit and read. I wanted to get some steps in. So I looked at their decor, as you saw, and then just went straight into mom mode. And the evening passed. I didn't even think to pick up my camera. And today it's now 12:30 and this is the first time I've had a chance. So, hi. Just worked this morning and now I'm heading to a meeting with Thomas's team at his school. Then I'll have a little bit of time to kill before I have to go back and pick him up to take him to another appointment. It's a lot of like in and out. It's a lot of appointments today, but that's just what today is, which is all good. But I wanted to actually film an outro before I take this footage upstairs and edit it together for you. Hope you enjoyed this video and the format of it and a little check-in. I'd love to know how your summer was, how you're doing, how you're feeling about things heading into the fall. And if there's anything you want to see, if there's anything you are interested in as I get back into trying to fall back in love with YouTube and vlogging in like a really casual way. I wouldn't say I ever fell out of love with it, just a lot changed very unexpectedly in my life. You know, school for one, that was like self-inflicted, not surprising, but then like I said earlier in this video, the last year was completely unexpected with Thomas's health, losing my mom and being the executor. I'm actually doing a little presentation this coming week, which I think I talked about because I was creating that rack card. And part of it is me talking about therapy, but then also my experience as an executor, which if that interests you, I'm happy to answer questions or do a video about. Everyone's experience is different, but I definitely think there were things that were helpful and not helpful. The work is not done yet. Like my mom's estate won't be closed for the foreseeable future, so I still am holding that role and doing the things and going to the bank. I even have a bank meeting in a week or two, so it's never ending at this point, which is fine. But yeah, it has been a very unexpected year, and then also trying to settle into a completely new career and being married. And honestly, with everything that happened in the last year, we would say to each other constantly, like, did we get married? Like, are we married? Just because everything has been such a blur. If you don't follow me on socials, we went to Vegas last month for our anniversary we kept saying like have a do-over, not like we were getting married again or anything, but just to go back and like really celebrate our 1-year wedding anniversary, and we had a lot of fun, and that was very necessary and wonderful. But now we're heading into the fall and I am ready for it. I'm ready for cooler weather. I'm ready for routine. I'm ready to hopefully settle into what I thought I was going to be settling into last year, but now here we are. I am doing much better than I was, and I share all these things so that I hope it gives you like an exhale to feel that you're allowed to go through stuff, change, pivot, fall down, get back up, you know. You're allowed to change your mind, you're allowed to change how things go, all of the things. So if you're ever looking for an example, I'm happy to be that example for you. But I'm gonna wrap it up and head to a meeting like I said. So thanks for watching. I appreciate you being a marathoner. Please comment down below all of the little tidbits that we dropped throughout this video, from the book club to the summer to the weird stuff I showed you yesterday at Walmart. I'm actually gonna do a little thrifting, I think, in some of my breaks this afternoon. See if I can't find something for the gym downstairs maybe. I also have a weird spot on my bathroom wall to fill, which I'm gonna insert a clip of right here. Any thoughts on this? It was a total mistake how I positioned the new artwork in there. I love the artwork. I just did not think about when I was installing them, and now I don't want to change them because the walls are freshly painted. So anyway, what would you put in that spot? Thank you for watching. As you could tell, she's still a rambler, and I look forward to seeing you in the next video. Life's not a sprint, it's a marathon. You can do anything for 10 minutes, and I will see you very soon. Bye.